Buenos días, raza. ¿Cómo amaneció su día? Espero que haya amanecido bien bonito, raza. Quiero platicar con ustedes. Good morning, everybody. I hope your day started really nice. I want to gossip with you. I haven't sat down and gossiped with you all in a while. As you can see, I have an informal event that I have to be at in a little bit. But I want to let you all know that in the Lord's Vineyard, there is all types of personalities, of characters, and people that you have to deal with. And they're not always nice. Sometimes they can smile and be telling you the ugliest things with a smile. And we have dealt with those type of people all the time. That's why I can say it. And I choose to ignore a lot of the ugly in those people. And one of the reasons is if you allow these ugly people to get the best of you, then they win. But when you ignore them, it makes them more mad. And I have learned over the years that the best way to bully a bully is by you ignoring him. It doesn't bother me. At the end of the day, none of them pay your bills. None of them are going to worry if you already have your cemetery plot ready or not. They're not going to worry if you have your funeral paid for or not. They're not going to worry about any of those things. They're not going to worry about what your financial situation is or your emotional situation is, as long as they can bully you. And that's the part that you need to learn how to ignore. You need to learn how to ignore these people that want to bully you because they are lacking something in their life. They are lacking the family circle in their life. They are insecure in the things that they do, and their family circle has always been dysfunctional. In a dysfunctional family circle, you will always have more bullies than people that are going to be nice. And that's something that I have seen over the years. As children, our dad died very young, but he loved us a lot. We were not abused children. I'm not saying that our dad didn't discipline, but our mom disciplined more. And our dad, if he had to get involved in disciplining, he was going to line up everybody. That way it wasn't made to look like he was bullying just one child. He would line us all up in a row, and everybody was going to get the same whooping as the first one. And my dad wore those little thin leather belts. Oh my goodness, those belts were bad. I hated it because by the second person that got the belt, he was already hollering at me, "Angie, you better not pee." By the third person, it was, "Angie, you better not pee." It was funny and terrifying at the same time. Funny because by the time he got to my sister Frances, who was right next to me, because, he would line up everybody. And the only one that got excluded was always the oldest one. But from Frank down, everybody was in a row by age. So the whooping always stopped on me because my little sister and my little brother were not the troublemakers. They were babies. So by the time he got to me, he was always saying, "Angie, you better not pee." And I thought by the time he got to Francis, I was already crying, and the line of pee was already going down the board on the wood floors. I think that he had the wildest kick out of starting to holler at me from way over there from Frank all the way down, because from Frank, he would spank Frank, then Frank would move, and then he would spank Paolo, and then he would spank Francis, and then he would spank me. Well, by the time he got to me, I was always peed. The pee was going down the floorboard. It was so funny. But that way my mom wouldn't ask him to discipline everybody all the time, because she always ended up having to mop my pee. So I want to tell you all that when you're born in a family that's that united, that got spanked all at the same time for doing things that were wrong, and nobody could say I didn't do it, because everybody was going to get it if my dad got involved. So when you're that united, you stay united, even though some get married and move to other states and stuff. And our family has always been very united, but we always remember those kind of things. Or, you know, playing in the park or playing outside, because we played outside a lot, and getting in trouble or getting hit by a bat and ended up in the hospital like I did. Then everybody got spanked because somebody hit me with a baseball bat and I ended up in the hospital. But we were kids, and those were part of the growing up stage in our generation. Now you have the generation of ADHD, mental health, and all kind of problems, because they're blaming everything on their parents. But we never blamed our parents for the discipline. We knew that we had it coming. By the time they got to the spanking point, it had been because we did something that was really bad. You know, me ending up in the hospital because I got hit with a bat, or, you know, we did something like turn a match on and the mattress was burning. You know, we used to be bad kids. I mean, I'm not going to say that we were saints, but our parents did love us in a way that nobody else can understand. My dad would enter the house, and the first question at dinner time was, has everybody ate? He wasn't sitting at the table expecting to be the first one to be served. He wanted to know if his children had ate. And there's not that many men nowadays that will come into the house and ask, did everybody eat already, so I can sit down and enjoy this plate of fideo or this plate of arroz con pollo, you know, or picadillo. You know, it was like he always wanted to make sure that his children were fed before he would eat. And that's the good times that I remember about growing up with my family. And I still enjoy sitting at the table, drinking a good coffee, and talking about those things. We didn't have phones, cell phones, and 800 lines that we could complain to CPS on because we got spanked for something that we did. You know, right now we have so many narcissists out there trying to blame everybody else for what they're doing. You know, or just calling people names on social media when you don't even know them. You know, and it's like those kind of people just need to be ignored for what they are. You know, my dad had a saying, un cero a la izquierda nunca va a valer nada. A negative zero will never be worth anything. A bully will never be worth your time. Just let it go. Keep going on with your life. Be positive. Bring positive things around. You hang around with positive people and enjoy the little bit of life that we have here. Because as you can see, I'm going to a funeral, another one in this month. So you all enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, life is too short to be paying attention to bullies. Y'all move on and enjoy your day. Disfruten el día, raza. Es muy corta la vida para estar pasándotela con gente negativa. No se junten con ellos, raza. Como decía doña Florinda, Kiko, no te juntes con la chusma. Disfruten su día, raza.